Not enough energy.
Target designated.
Nuclear launch detected. Detected. Clear under attack.
Prepare to die.
Energy completely increasing.
Non-vigilant.
Energy complete. Energy structure.
This is the third set of Group B, Hiya versus HoGiL. Should be fun. All I need to say about Hiya is he's already defeated Jaedong. In a group with all Zerg players, he's already defeated the best Zerg player on Earth. So what else do you need to say other than that? Of course, the best Zerg player who is not on Earth is Effort, but yeah, that joke's kind of irrelevant now that Effort's retired. Damn it! But okay. Yeah, Hiya has shown himself to be a strong Terran player. He is currently tied as the best performing Terran player beside Flash in this whole league. So there you go. And HoGiL, the problem with HoGiL, is he's more of a versus Protoss specialist. When Height Sparkies, back when they were Height Sparkies and not Height Entis, back when they needed a player to take down a Protoss very easily, they'd send out HoGiL because his timing attacks were just spectacular against Protoss. He's a lot like Hyuk in that regard. His other matchups slip a bit, but he always performs versus Protoss, and that's how he made his name in the Pro League. But there are no Protoss in this group. Except over at the 9 o'clock position in Teal is Hiya. So that means down at the 6 o'clock position in orange is HoGiL. Come on, where's the drum, Hiya? I want a pre-game drum ceremony. Here we go. Do it! I'm too demanding of a fan. And speaking of drums, I'm getting very excited because I'm going to go to a concert called Video Games Live in February. It's a couple months off, but I'm still getting very excited about it. And my plan is, well, I should tell you what it is first. Video Games Live is an orchestra and led by a guy named Tommy Tallarico, who is a video game composer. And they tour all over the world and play video game music with the orchestra. And I decided to join up with their site, and I'm going to request StarCraft music. I know they've played it before. They've played a lot of different StarCraft music, so I'm going to request that, so they'll play it, and I can record it and put it in a Nuke at Night video, which would just be so epic to get my request played like that. I hope I can make it happen, guys. And I'm going to specifically request no StarCraft 2. Well, actually, I shouldn't do that. Some of you like StarCraft 2, so maybe I should put that as my second place choice. Because they do a nice little StarCraft 2 medley. I've seen it on YouTube. But primarily, I want some Brood War music. Come on! Original StarCraft Brood War, let's do it. Terran theme with live guitar. Oh my god, how epic. So yeah, I'm going to throw in that request just so I can record that and see it live and bathe in the awesome, basically. But here comes HoGiL. He is getting a very early scout. Scouted the correct direction. Wow. Is that a Simpsons character? Very well done, Korean person. I actually saw a couple of Simpsons characters last week. I'm not sure what that was about. That's the fun part about trying to interpret the signs, because I never know what the hell they're talking about. And when I say signs, it just makes me more excited that I got Stork's autograph. Sorry. Okay, HoGiL moving up. He's going to see whether or not Hiya is throwing down a command center. But no, he sees that the barracks is pumping a marine out, so he's like, it's not worth it. I'll just hang in with my drone, see what I can get. See what kind of scouting I can get with just that. Looking around for that command center, not going to see it. But Hiya, he only pumped one marine, and it doesn't look like he's pumping a second, so he probably is going to go throw down his command center. Here's a cute little fishy with a drum. I want another ceremony. I hope he still has his drum, but there comes a command center. Very standard play from a Terran against Zerg these days. Get that 1 Rax into his command center. Of course, he doesn't have his bunker out there yet, but I think he's going to be building it soon. But you never know what to expect with Hiya. The second barracks on the way already, so it hasn't even built a bunker or anything, and he's going to need it soon because the Zerglings are already moving out of the base. And the Zerglings will be able to destroy all of Hiya's defenses, which is 1 Marine. Yikes. So Hiya, hopefully he prepares for this soon, at least gets to his choke or something, but he's building his bunker. I think his bunker is going to be a bit late, actually. It might be a tad bit late, but we're going to find out. No, it's not going to be late. It's going to pop up the exact time that the Zerglings get here. Here's Hiya jumping in the bunker just in time. Man, that could have been bad. Even if HoGiL had just run by that bunker, he would have been able to get a lot of SCV kills by sneaking into that main. So a bit too risky from Hiya, but his timing was spot on. There's a refinery coming up for him. I think he was actually repairing one of his SCVs that was building that refinery, which is a bit ridiculous. But alright, I haven't seen many games where HoGiL played a Terran. I know he has. Obviously, he's played a Terran before in Pro League or something. But HoGiL, he is definitely, as I said, the versus Protoss specialist. His other matchups are kind of failing. I'm not sure how he got past 0. There's ZVZ best of 3 to get into this round of 16. I mean, he won in 2... Well, he won the last game, but 0, he won the middle game, so 0 almost took it. That was a bizarre last game. Ended up watching that. Some people wanted me to commentate it, but that would have been a stupid commentary because it was... they had one tie, actually. 0 and HoGiL had maybe the first ZVZ tie that I've ever seen. There might have been one in the past, but that's the only one I've ever seen anyway. They were basically out of drones, and neither wanted to attack the other because they had spore colonies, so they just let him regame. Yeah, those ties happen so rarely that I hope we'll get to see something like that in this round of 16, but I wasn't interested in a ZVZ tie. There's a couple of medics out to help out those Marines, so now Hiya will be safe against any kind of a Zergling run-by. But luckily for him, HoGiL is not going for that anyway. He has 1 creep colony at the front just in case, and both players are playing pretty conservatively. Strangely enough for Hiya, he is playing conservatively. He goes for the weirdest stuff, but he's probably banging his drum at the same time. He's playing drums while he's playing. As you can tell from his first-person perspective, he keeps leaning down on the rock band drums. He's like beating on those, and he's moving out at the same time. That's some excellent micro of 2 different games at once. But Hiya moving out. He's scanning inside the main just to try to see the next building that's on the way. He sees the lair, but I don't think he saw anything else from HoGiL. So HoGiL is running around, and he hid his... I think that was a spire. I didn't get a good spot of what that was, but I'm pretty sure it was the spire. From him being built at kind of a hidden location where Hiya did not scan it. So Hiya going to be a little bit ill-equipped once he gets to the natural expansion. That's why he's not committing himself completely to pushing into the natural expansion just yet. Mutalist on the way for HoGiL. Is going to be some standard Muta harassment from him. He's already building his 3rd base, and this is the best time to do it when he's putting on the pressure with these Mutas. But HoGiL might actually be able to snipe quite a few SCVs. Especially since Hiya's troop, almost his entire troop, is out here in the field. He has about half of his troop inside the main, just in case. And he has some turrets there, of course, but HoGiL could definitely bypass that. Running into the Marines, though, he's got to get some damage done before he gets out of here. Snipes 1 SCV and backs off. But Hiya has put down a nice little grid of turrets. So I don't think the HoGiL is going to be able to get much done inside that main, or even here at the natural expansion, because Hiya keeps running back and forth. 3 more turrets, 4 more turrets behind this natural, so Hiya definitely doesn't want to give up any SCVs in this game. And building so many turrets back there, and now the 3rd turret coming up, sniping of one of the SCVs before it finishes up. But HoGiL, I don't think he's going to get much done as far as harassment goes. He needs to save these Mutas to deal with these medic Marines that go out and try to take down that 3rd base. Because with the Mutas and some Zerglings to help them out, he should be able to clean up this Medic Marine squad that goes for the new base. So, okay, that is what Hiya is doing right now. He's going in with half of his units to the new base. The other half is following behind them, looking probably for some Zerglings or something. But here comes Hiya. He's going in with the first half of his squad. Going straight up there. No lurkers yet because HoGiL has not morphed them. He's coming up there with a Hydra list. All the reinforcements from Hiya running right into the Hydras before they morph into the eggs even. So there's going to be no lurkers to help out HoGi at this third base. He's going to have to utilize just a surround pincer attack with both Zerglings and his Mutas at the same time. But suiciding Zerglings. This is not the time to do that, obviously. Of course, the best time for suiciding Zerglings is in the late game, of course, and yes, there is no good time for suiciding Zerglings. But okay, there is the pincer, and HoGiL is able to clean up the squad. But if those medics can get back to this grouping of Marines, Hiya is going to be able to keep on the pressure. Yes, he is going to be able to keep on the pressure and push through to that brand new base. And he looks a little bit reluctant to push at the moment, though. Might be waiting for another squad before he tries to tackle this. He's going to probably be very careful and scan here, looking for lurkers. Because, does the scan, looks for those lurkers. Lurkers are up yet. Hiya almost pushing his luck to go up there, but he decides, there's so many different troops up here. Focusing in on the lurkers will be very difficult. So he decides to back off from that engagement. But he almost did it. The Queen's Nest on the way for HoGiL. And he's working off these 3 bases. And let's see how much longer that Hiya devotes to these 2. I mean, when he was facing off against Jaedong on Pathfinder, he stayed at 2 bases pretty much the whole game. I don't know if he ever took his 3rd base. Because a Terran player off of 2 bases can subsist for such a long period of time. But of course the problem comes if a huge pincer attack from HoGiL. A nice pincer there. Almost taking down all the medics, and taking down everything now, cleaning up that troop. So it was nicely played. But I was going to say, a Terran player is very strong off of 2 bases, but if they don't get the damage they need to get done, they pretty much lose, because they need the 3rd base eventually, and if they can't get a huge amount of damage done, they won't be able to protect their 3rd, and there you go. But for a large window, a 2-base Terran is enough to win a game. So let's see if Hiya can get some more damage done off of these 2 bases. He already has 2 tanks out to help out his squad. Of course, there are going to be so many lurkers out. Luckily, he has a science vessel, but just a few tanks. Okay, scans over there. Sees a huge pincer attack that was getting ready to happen to him. Gets out of siege mode just in case he needs to push forward. He is pushing forward a little bit. His tanks are out there in no man's land. HoGiL might be going for it. No, he's backing off. He has so many lurkers there, though. Just one more wave of units, and HoGiL will be able to do a nice pincer attack, even if he doesn't have defilers. But he is working on those defilers. He was already working on getting straight to his hive. Most likely the defiler mound will be next. A bunch more lurkers, and HoGiL backs off again. He does not have any more lurkers to help himself get that pincer attack on. There's the defiler mound. But Hiya might be able to make it to the natural before that happens. HoGiL is trying to go in for a counterattack, actually, but backing off. I'm surprised he's backing off. He would have been able to probably secure himself a good position next to that natural expansion if he dug in there. At least make Hiya run back to his natural expansion. Catching a lot of Marines there, I think. And now HoGiL is trying to group up his units. I don't think he has Consume yet, so the defilers aren't going to help him very much. He's probably pumped a couple of defilers. But I don't think he has a Consume yet. This is going to be tough. It might lose a lot of lurkers in this attack. So HoGiL might just have to go for this with lurkers. He is just going, losing all of his lurkers at the front. Nice Marine spread from Hiya, but lurkers coming in from the back too. Hiya trying his best to fight this back, coming at the other side, doing his own pincer attack. Brilliantly played by Hiya. Of course, he loses a lot of his troops and all of his tanks, but he snipes so many lurkers in that attack. Nice Marine spread, and the Marines coming up from behind. Just completely surprising HoGiL. Nicely done. And another wave of units on the way for Hiya. He still hasn't taken his third base yet, but he doesn't need it. HoGiL has not taken his fourth, so he's going to be just fine. There is the Dark Swarm, as HoGiL tries to land a couple of Scourge unsuccessfully on the Science vessels. There's vessels at the front going straight for the Defiler. That is a smart thing to do. Always go for the Defiler with your Irradiates. And HoGiL, I think he's building another Sunken Colony at the front, going for his fourth base finally. But this is going to be extremely difficult for him to defend, even with those Defilers. Because here comes Hiya. He's working on getting more tanks out, I'm sure. He has those somewhere. So once he has those tanks in, siege tanks, he's going to be able to push one of these expansions just fine. Alright, here he comes. Hiya going straight down again. Going to try to... Oh, 2 more dropships! Hiya's in love with drop in this OSL, it seems. Dropping 2 dropships of troops into this main. Oh, this could be absolutely horrible. Oh, once again, the Defiler mount is in jeopardy. I say once again, I'm referring to the Jaedong match, of course. There's Hiya cleaning up all of the Zerglings. He has a Firebat in tow. Has the Firebat there to fight off the Zerglings. So, yeah, HoGiL is going to have to use Defilers to protect that base. He is going in with his Defiler. He does have his Defiler over there and a couple of Lurkers. But now he has to focus on protecting the other bases over at the 3 o'clock. But the Hive is in jeopardy now. Lurkers coming in. Still no Dark Swarm from HoGiL. Surprisingly, no Dark Swarm from him. But luckily his Defiler mount is still intact. And as Hiya's loading up 2 more dropships worth of troops, probably going to drop into the main, it would be my guess, just to help out those units that are in there already. Because if he snipes all the important buildings, that's going to pretty much be it for HoGiL. Because he still hasn't really secured his 4th base. He just now got that up. He's just now going to start mining on it. But there is Hiya trying to push the front. He's got to back off, though. Coming in with 2 more dropships right inside the main. Man, he's made great use of dropships in this OSL so far. This is going to be a massive Medica Marine troop that's just going to be hell to get rid of inside this main. Another scan there. Nice Marine split yet again. Only 1 Marine goes down in that attack. So HoGiL is going to lose his Defiler mound and pretty much everything else inside this main. Man, this has been Hiya's plan, this OSL, it seems. Just now building his 3rd base. He's done all of this off of 2 bases. But yeah, this has been his plan, just to cut the enemy off at the neck. Go straight for their main with those dropships and sever all of their buildings from the main army and just force the Zerg to rebuild all those important buildings. And that gives Hiya the time he needs to put down his 3rd base, because there's no way that HoGiL is going to be able to do a counter or anything while he's trying to rebuild all of his tech. He doesn't even have... Does he even have a spawning pool? He doesn't have a spawning pool now. So, yeah, HoGiL is pretty much screwed. He's rebuilding everything as we speak, probably inside of that 3 o'clock base up there, another elevated location that's away from Hiya, as far away from Hiya as possible. Here's Hiya, but yeah, GG. HoGiL decides, yeah, it's pretty much over. I can't do anything about this. So Hiya takes it very comfortably, taking that with another excellent dropship strategy. The same one basically used against Jaedong. Just double dropships full of medic marines to snipe the important tech buildings inside the main. Well done, well done, well done. Let's move on to Group C now.
다른 테란들이 부러워하는 거예요.
또 이제 뭐랄까요, 서로 간에 두뇌 싸움으로 승부를 내야 하는